She said she was. She said she was.
Okay, good. That's great. And I know that Dean is quite keen as well, so
Oh,
he
lovely.
sometimes arrives after a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me go and get my phone so I can
sure.
text her again.
So Mr. Boal, yeah, I did a couple of things with him. One was I went to see a demonstration of, oh, what do they call it now? Shows how vague I am. Theatre, what is it when he
The oppressed. No.
sorry?
Theatre of the oppressed. No.
Yeah. Theatre of the Oppressed. Yeah, Forum. That's the word.
Forum. Sorry.
Forum Theatre. No, it's all right. You got me there. You got me there. Um, so Forum Theatre is basically where a group performs a play, and it usually has some kind of problematical outcome. So one of the typical examples is maybe there are some tenants who cannot pay the rent, and the landlord comes round and basically kicks them out.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a group in London. Well, they're not just in London now; they're all around the world, called Cardboard Citizens, and they are a group of homeless people, hence living in cardboard boxes. Cardboard
Mm.
Citizens. And Boal and another guy, Adrian, worked very closely with them to create drama.
Mm. That's
And they
good.
used Forum Theatre to raise the profile of homeless people. Hello, Jan. Welcome. Um,
Hi.
I'm just talking about Augusto Boal and Forum Theatre. So Augusto Boal was a Brazilian theatre practitioner who began as a political protester and
Yeah. Sorry.
he was sent into prison for his political beliefs. And when he came out, he left Brazil and carried on as a protester, but using theatre instead of political protest. And he devised all sorts of methods which are now part of the drama in education kind of methodology.
That's really amazing, isn't it? I mean,
So
amazing guy, really.
yeah, I saw this play which was performed. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
I saw a play performed by homeless people many years ago, maybe 20 years ago, um, which Boal had been working on. And they first of all presented the place. Let's say it was about the landlord coming around and throwing some people out because they couldn't afford the rent. And then you perform the play again. And that's the basis of Forum Theatre. But this time, there is somebody who acts as a go-between between the actors and the audience, a facilitator. And
Mhm.
if the audience at any time, so yeah, sorry, it's performed, and then the facilitator says to the audience, we're going to do it again, and if you don't stop us, it will have the same outcome as before. But if you think that there's anything that the people in the play could do to improve the outcome, you can say stop. So everybody's watching and everybody's a bit tense and they're thinking, oh no, they're going to get thrown out again. And then someone says stop. And the facilitator says, okay, what do you think could happen? And the audience member says, well, maybe that person in the house could explain that she's been ill and she hasn't been able to go to work, but that she will be returning to work, and then she's planning to pay the rent. And the facilitator says, oh, that's good. Um, could you come up and show us how you think it could be done? So that member of the audience comes up and takes the place of that particular actor. And then the scene is kind of, they go back a few seconds, they start again, and this time, there's somebody else playing the character, and they say, but please, can you understand me? Da da da. And then, of course, the landlord has to stay in character. Excuse me. And they try to have the same outcome. So they make it really hard for the people who are trying to change it.
Ah.
And then after a while, someone else says, stop, that isn't working. Why don't you try this? So different people step in, and the idea is to break down the barriers between the audience and the performers, and also to give everybody, a chance to understand social issues and to understand how they can stand up for themselves and improve things.
It's good. Yeah.
So that's the basis of forum theatre, and Boal took that all around the world. Yeah, go on, Amy.
I'm so sorry and did the landlord ever change his mind? Were the audience able to make him change his mind?
Yeah. So basically,
Okay. Yes.
if the landlord never changes its mind, then there's no hope for mankind, really.
No.
So,
Don't talk
but
to me about landlords.
the great thing is that it actually forces people to be really thoughtful and persuasive, and to help each other.
And problem solvers.
Yeah, it's all about problem solving. So that was one thing that, because Amy was asking about Augusto Boal from Brazil, who died about 15 years ago or something like that. And he wrote the book Games for Actors and Non-Actors, which really helped to spread the idea of using drama games. And one of his famous phrases was, anybody can do theatre, even an actor.
That's great.
So it was all about democracy. And actually the amazing, and I could go on, but the amazing thing about Boal is that he eventually became a member of parliament in Rio de Janeiro. And his way of raising issues in parliament was to bring in homeless people to perform plays in front of the MPs.
Wow. I wish I had met him. It sounds like an amazing job.
And another thing that he did that he was famous for was invisible theatre.
Oh, yeah, I heard
where,
about it.
for example, when political protest was not allowed and they would be sent to prison or shot or whatever, he and some actors would create a scene in the public marketplace, for example,
Or a cafe.
where a customer would go up to a market seller and say, why are these onions so expensive? I can't afford them, and it would be an actor having an argument with a real market seller. And the idea would be to raise issues. So, maybe the market seller says, well, it's not my fault, that's how much I buy them for, take it or leave it. And then they would raise issues about the landowners and the high rents that they charged and all that kind of stuff. So, Amy, maybe that helps you a little bit on Augusto Boal.
Yeah.
Is there anything that, Amy, you thought of that
Thank
I
you.
haven't mentioned? Because there's lots to know about him.
Can I look at, I was looking at a lesson plan on the website. So I'll have to look through there. I'm so sorry.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, come back to me if you've got any questions.
Thank you.
On my website, there is a whole download about Augusto Boal.
That's where I was wondering, because it says something about some of the games. I just wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, so let's have a quick look at that. So if I go to not that, but let's go to, I can't find.
Yeah, I'll try on my end as well.
Get out of the way, Zoom. So I can open the window.
No way. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Can you see that? Right, here we go. Mr. Boal. Here we go.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So there's a lot of stuff that I've just told you, by the way. Let me download
Yeah.
this so it's easier to see. And
Yeah. Look at them. Yeah.
so there's all of this that you can read about his history. Everyone can do theatre, even actors.
I think that's so
It can
funny.
be done everywhere, even inside theatres.
But that
So there we go. Yeah. So games, yeah, there's lots and lots of games. For example, this game, The Great Game of Power. Now,
Mm.
this is not necessarily a political game. It can be really useful just for teaching students about placing things on the stage. So you have a space in front of the audience, and on it you put, for example, a chair and a bottle. And then you say to the audience, which object do you think is the most important in the space? And they might say the chair. And then he says, well, could anybody make the bottle the most important thing on the stage? So somebody goes up and puts the bottle on the chair, for example. Does everybody agree? Yes, no, the chair still looks quite important. Well, how about if somebody comes into the space, could they hold the bottle and make it look important? So somebody comes in and they pick up the bottle and they hold it and they look at it. Maybe they rub it like it's a genie lamp or something, or whatever. And then you say, can somebody else come into the picture and make themselves look more important than everything else on stage? So it's all about exploring status.
yeah.
So each person in turn tries to assume a higher status than everybody else in the picture. And it's all about discussion as well, you know. Do you know, because not all the audience will agree. Somebody comes in and they go like this, and some people say yes, they look important, and someone else says no, they look stupid. You know, they don't know what they're doing. So it's all about conversation.
Do you
Great.
think we can try this game for image theatre, please?
Can I go through that? Yes. Now that is really important. I did a whole week's course, a 1 week course with Augusto Boal, all about image theatre. And it's a kind of cross between drama therapy and drama. So the idea is, as I'll take this one, you just form a circle and say, let's make a picture to do with bullying. Can somebody step in and make the first part of the image? So someone comes in and they go like that. Someone else comes in and goes like that. And somebody else comes in and they're an onlooker and they don't really care. Yeah. Or so that's a scene, a kind of scene, or it can just be like random people, almost like my game Imaginarium, where people come in and they show different kinds of bullying, you know, and might be on a phone, for example. And so as it says here, first of all, they don't relate in this example. And then they are asked to move their position so that they do relate. So they might look around and the bully sees somebody who's being bullied. So they go over to them and they point at them or something like this. Then you can use thought tracking to get individuals to speak aloud what their characters are thinking. Then you go basically do the before and after. So where would these, let's go back in time. Can you move your character to where they would have been 1 minute before this scene took place? So everybody moves to a new freeze position. Yeah. And where they might be afterwards. So maybe somebody's knocked to the floor, or, you know, or the bully has run away, or whatever it might be. So then you can do things like looking at how the bullying might have emerged. It's really quite deep. You know, I'm kind of summarizing it here, but somewhere on my lovely bookshelf, I do, of course, have an in-depth book all about this. So this one is called The Rainbow of Desire. And as it says here, it's a handbook of exercises about transforming lives. So these are really in depth. And
What's it called again? Sorry, David.
it's called The Rainbow
Oh,
of
okay.
Desire. The Rainbow of Desire. So yeah, I would say, you know, you need to read a bit to get into the depth of this, but you could quite easily explore these kind of bullying scenarios if you think of them as a freeze frame with a before and an after. Then it's quite simple in a way, and you can use the whole thing about forum theatre as well. So, for example, you could then, and I have done this, you could then divide the whole class into groups, and they have to set up a scene relating to what they did. So it might show, for example, somebody at home being bullied by their parents, or it might show somebody wanting to talk to the teacher but not feeling confident. And then these scenes can be shown, and you can use forum theatre to change them.
Okay,
So
yeah.
did they?
Thank
So
you.
if you're working with teenagers, you know, you can say to them, don't give your scene a happy ending. All right, make it, show us a problem. Show us a problem that needs to be solved, and it can relate to things that you know about in your lives as well. So, I mean, I used to run a theatre and education company, and I used to do this kind of stuff all the time, all about putting problems on stage and then getting the audience to try and solve them.
Do you want to say
Mm.
And as you know, if you're using drama, then it can be a way to very carefully open up issues that concern young people. You give them a chance to talk about them without having to say, I feel, they can say, well, that character was being bullied by her best friend, even though they're meant to be friends. Why was she behaving like that? Okay. Enough of that for now.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Yeah. Welcome everybody, and welcome to Sarah, who we haven't seen for a while, and Amy for a little while as well. Let me just work out how to do this. Stop share, that's it. So who else have we got with us? We've got VM Richardson as well. Would they like to tell us their name? I can't remember VM Richardson's.
Oh, there she goes.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Vicky, let me change this.
Vicky. Okay, hi. Sorry, Vicky, whereabouts in the world are you?
Right now I'm in Nigeria.
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
So I'm teaching drama here.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's
And
very
where are you from originally? You sound like,
Originally from the US. So
I guess
originally
you
from
might
New
be,
York,
yeah.
New York, DC, East
Sure.
Coast.
Okay. Well, we've got people here all over the world, in Asia and Canada and Africa and China. So that's always fantastic to see. Right. Does anybody else have any questions? I do have some things that I'm going to talk about. But if anybody has any issues they would like to discuss, then I'm happy to talk about those as well. So let's play a game or two. So here's the first game. This game is called I Don't Believe You. All right.
Oh, yes.
And it's a storytelling game. So you play it in pairs, and one person starts telling a story, and then their partner after a while says, I don't believe you. And they have to change their story until the partner is happy with it. So who would like to have a go playing this game? Be brave. Amy. And
It's the story supposed to be completely different. So if it says, so it's like, oh, I went to the shops the other day and my friend was there and she was buying, and then, oh, I don't believe you. And then you say, well, actually, it was in space and I didn't see my friend.
that's the kind of thing. So it usually gets fairly ludicrous.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
start off with that. So let's start off with your shop story.
Who am I doing the storytelling?
You're starting off and you're partnering with me. And I'm
Okay.
going to say I don't believe you.
Okay. Well, I was at the shops the other day and I was in the queue and people have stopped wearing masks.
I
Which
don't
is
believe you.
well, people on boats have to kind of use masks for cleaning because that's, there's different uses for masks and
I
this is
don't
what they
believe
do.
you.
Well, gardening gardening is great and you don't need masks when you're gardening, and you can plant all sorts of seeds, and the kids at schools are growing seeds, so we can plant those and they can
Okay, good. Right. I'm going to clarify the game a bit because that wasn't exactly how I
so
envisioned it.
sorry.
But
Okay.
that's all right because never mind. You could
Thanks for
play the game like that. So what I'm going to do is probably what I should have done in the first place was I would tell a story and somebody can say, I don't believe you to me. So Sarah Jane, how about you? You can be the one who says, I don't believe you. All right. I was walking down the road the other day and I saw a piece of paper on the floor. So
I don't believe you.
No, it wasn't on the floor, actually. It was blowing in the wind. So I saw this piece of paper blowing in the wind, and it was like a really big piece of paper. It was kind of like,
I don't believe you.
it was really kind of tiny, but it was really interesting. So I kind of tried to catch it. I followed it down the road, and it kept diving off into different places.
I don't believe you.
Oh, then that's right. It fell on the floor. So I picked it up and I opened it, and inside there was a little message written in tiny writing.
I don't believe you.
And there was a picture of a gorilla, a really hairy gorilla. And it was eating an ice cream.
I don't believe you.
No, you're right. Because I dropped the piece of paper, looked up, and in front of me, there was a gorilla, and it was eating a hamburger. And it was kind of like slobbering with all the juice coming down over its lip.
I don't believe you.
No, it wasn't. It had a nice napkin and a knife and fork, and it was sitting at a table, and it was eating really like, okay, so that's the idea.
We got it.
Do you get the idea?
Yeah.
Very funny.
So so it's a good idea to demonstrate it, which is, as I say, I should have done first of all.
But
And
it's
then-
interesting also because you would think that I don't believe you is simple, but it's actually tricky because you need to find the right moment to interject to make the story funnier, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's hard.
So sometimes when you play it with kids, they just go, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And you have to kind of maybe show one or two pairs to show how it can be done to allow the story to happen.
Yeah,
But actually what's quite nice for me anyway, when I play it, is it makes you come up with crazy ideas that you wouldn't otherwise think of. I had no idea what my story was going to be about at the beginning. So that is the game, and I would suggest we could pop into breakout rooms and have a quick go of the game. Okay. So I'm going to put you into 3 breakout rooms. If I can never find the thing at the bottom of the screen. There we are, breakout rooms. And I guess I will be in one of them to make it even. And you can decide who's going to tell the story, who's going to say, I don't believe you. And can you play it for no longer than 1 minute and then swap over? So normally when I play this with kids, I actually time it and say, right, you've got 60 seconds starting now, and be really strict about it. Otherwise, it goes on for ages. Right, here we go. Yeah, opening the rooms.
There.
Yes, well, randomly, I have been assigned to you.
Very nice.
So, Josie, it's over to you, because I've just been the
Yeah,
performer.
you've just been doing it. Yeah.
You can have a go.
Okay. So, I walked down the road as well. It's funny enough. And I found this beautiful ring. It had studded with diamonds. And, I just thought, should I pick it
I
up?
don't believe you.
Well, okay, I didn't really pick it up. I left it on the floor, but I sort of looked at it and I thought, maybe I should phone the police. But it's rather beautiful. So, and along comes this dog, and it grabs the ring.
I don't
and
believe
walks up.
you.
Okay, so it was a cat, and the cat walked
Oh.
off. Yeah, and the cat walked off with it, and it started purring. And I thought,
I don't
why is it-
believe you.
Well, it didn't really purr. It scratched itself, and then it dropped the ring again. So along comes a frog, and the frog goes, "Oh, that's a nice ring," and he sort of
I
starts
don't
putting it on his
believe you.
fingers. Okay, so he starts putting it on his toes. All right, so he puts it
Oh.
on his toes, and he goes, "Oh, that's pretty," and yeah.
I don't believe you.
But okay, so the frog drops it again because he's a frog and he doesn't know what rings are anyway. So he drops it again, hops away, and along comes a rabbit, and the rabbit sort of puts it in its teeth, and it looks like it's got a golden tooth instead of a normal tooth.
I
because
don't believe you.
All right then. So it puts it on its ear, and
Oh.
it looks really pretty on its ear, and then it hops away and goes into its hole, and gone is the ring.
Oh, okay. Right. And that's the end of the story.
Yeah.
Well, that actually kind of made sense in a magical way.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. Because it's a
That's
number of
somebody.
different characters, which was quite good fun.
Yeah, I mean, that just popped into my head. It didn't
Yeah.
think about it.
Would any of your kids be able to play this game, or are they too
Maybe. Actually, the nice thing about this group of kids is that their English is reasonably good, so I could
Okay.
try it. But as I said, we did the slow motion thing, and the Chinese kids really are into winning, So I said, you don't win the race by running fast; you win it by being slow. The slowest wins. And so,
Yeah.
as you can see, it was hardly visible that they were actually walking.
They really took it seriously.
Yeah.
Um,
And then at the end, it was so funny because they said, "Oh, we're so tired, so hot."
Oh, really? Okay. Right. Now I have closed the breakout rooms
Yeah, I know.
just because I'm, want to do something else today
Yeah,
as
fair
well.
enough.
But that was
Sure.
a good little experiment. And I'll see
Yeah.
you back in the main thingy.
Bye.
Bye for now. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Did you manage to tell a story? And did it go a bit crazy, or did it make sense? Bit crazy, yeah. Okay. Vicky, what age students do you work with?
I teach K-5.
Okay, yeah. Could you use this kind of game with them?
With some of the classes, I think, I'm not sure, since it's with COVID, they get a little bit stuck. And this is the first time they're actually having drama, so they're not as quick with their ideas. So there's huge gaps of and I don't know, I pass, I don't want to do it. So some classes could quickly pick it up, and other classes I think would have difficulty.
Yeah, yeah. I think that has been an issue for lots of people, really, getting back into drama again after a long break.
It's also getting kids just to sit and listen to other kids, because it seems everybody
Yeah.
wants to talk, and even though they talk to each other, they're talking at each other, and they're not really listening that much. So
No.
that's
Yeah.
something that's a real concern I have in my classes.
And with us
listening skills,
in Hong Kong, we have this the kids, because of COVID as well. But I think in general in Hong Kong, the English standard is not as good as anymore as it used to be. I'm quite lucky with my class, but most of the time their English is not good enough to feel free to talk and think of a story like that. I was just telling David that actually the group of kids that I have right now, they might be able to cope with it. I might try it, but we're in the middle of trying to devise some play, so I'm not sure that we can do it this time round. Maybe later.
Okay, I'm going to move things on just because I want to try and fit another activity into today. So I have just sent you a document in the chat, which is a script that I've recently written called Minotaur's or the Minotaur's Birthday. So if you look in your chat window, you should see a Word document has arrived. Can you see that? Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Okay. So what I thought would be maybe a good idea, or what I would like to try, maybe maybe the best thing is to share the screen. Actually, I'll do that because it's difficult to see. It's much easier to see the document on the Zoom screen if I zoom in enough.
I can't get back to you.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Oh, here we are. Okay.
Yeah. So what I would really like is if we could read through the script, actually, and maybe make some comments on it. So can everybody read that script at that size?
Yeah.
Great. Well, I
Yes.
will be the reader of the stage directions. And how about if we just go through in turn and everybody takes a turn at being a character? There are just two characters, okay? So they are, as it says here, Theseus, the Greek hero, and the Minotaur, who is half human, half bull. Does everybody know the story?
I've heard of it. I think I've forgotten.
Yeah, so I'll give you a quick summary. In fact, you don't really need to know it fully for this script, but basically Theseus had to lead a group of Athenian young people into the Minotaur's maze, and the Minotaur every 7 years ate up a load of human beings as a feast, as part of a repayment for a war. But in this case, Theseus went in and he managed to fight the Minotaur and also find his way out again, because Ariadne, the daughter of the king, fell in love with him and gave him a ball of wool or twine, and he tied it to the entrance and found his way back out of the labyrinth or the maze. So this is a different take on that. So something different happens. Inside the labyrinth, there is a split scene. The characters are in separate parts of the labyrinth and can't see each other yet. On one side of the stage is Theseus. He wears a sword and carries a ball of wool. The Minotaur stands on the other side wearing a party hat, but looking lonely. Okay. So how about if we go in order of the people I can see on my screen, which is Vicky, Josie, Jan, and Sarah, in that order. So Vicky, could you read the first Theseus line, please? Oh yeah, you're muted actually, Vicky.
And it was the best acting I've done. All right.
Yeah, really good.
It's so dark in here. I wish I had a map.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. I wonder if any of my friends are coming. Happy birthday to me.
Okay, that turned
Lovely.
into a soliloquy, but yeah, great. Thank you very much. Jan, over to you.
Luckily, I tied the door end of this ball of wool to the entrance door so I can find my way back after I will
Taxes
try
forward.
down here. Oops! Oh no! It's a dead end.
He turns round. Sarah Jane. Oh, you're muted again. Yeah. Great acting, but you're muted. Try again.
What was that noise? It must be. Well, I lost the line now. Oh, here we go. What was that noise? Woohoo! Someone's coming.
Vicky.
What was that noise? It must be a monster.
Josie.
Me, okay. I definitely heard something.
It must be down this way. I'm so glad I've got this wall with me and the wool.
I can't wait.
They face each other, both shocked.
Go on, who's next?
Me?
Amy?
I found you.
You found me. What about Amy? Amy? No way.
No.
Oh, okay.
Who are you?
Sorry. Something's happened here.
I think you've already read your line, Josie, which
Yeah, I
was
have.
charming. Yeah, so it's Jan then.
Okay.
Coming.
Thanks for coming. Who are you?
I'm Theseus, brave and famous ancient Greek explorer.
I can't see. Is it me next?
Vicky next.
I'll begin
How
next.
did you know it was my birthday?
Oh my god, I can't see where you what?
My birthday, and you got me a present. How nice!
Not exactly. I tied the other end to the door handle so I can find my way back after I've,
Vicky.
Played with me on my birthday?
I can't see anything. Hang on.
Oh, can't you? Shall I read the next line then?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Maybe that's not what I was going to say.
I hate to tell you this, but
Points at the ball of wool and pulls the end. It isn't tied to anything.
oops.
Vicky.
Well, now you can stay and play with me. Is that for me?
Josie, can you see the line?
No, I don't know what's going on here. I've lost the screen for some reason.
Okay, you may find it if you look at the windows at the top of Zoom.
Okay, and
May have
then look at
jumped
the
to a different
meeting. The
context.
meeting.
Okay,
No.
I'll read the next line then. So, well,
Oh.
I guess I don't need it anymore. Gives the ball of wool to the Minotaur.
groovy. I can knit, I suppose, some jumpers.
Really? I mean, can you knit?
This is
Of
so
course I can. I've started all sorts of hobbies since they locked me in here. Origami, stamp collecting, yoga.
Amazing. Oh, sorry. You know what I mean.
Gymnastics, gardening, knitting, except I've run out of wool.
But not anymore.
You're
You're
so
not so-
kind.
Oh, who is it next? Is it me?
Vicky,
or-
yep.
Okay, you're so kind.
Josie?
You're not such a bad monster after all. Let's have a game of hide and seek.
Okay, but first let me show you my Lego set.
Okay.
They start to leave. Vicky.
By the way, why are you wearing a sword?
Josie.
Just in case.
They exit happily. Okay. So, do you get the kind of idea of it? So,
Yeah.
yeah. just this idea of quite a lonely Minotaur instead of one that is really fierce and wants to gobble people up and ends up making friends with Theseus. What did you think? Did it make sense? Were there any bits that didn't make sense to you or that could make a bit more sense?
I think it would be better if we had two people playing it, if you see what I mean, or
Yeah,
divide it.
rather than going through as we
Yeah.
did before. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been
I
better.
Because it's, I mean, the thing is, I kept losing the screen for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know what I pressed, but I couldn't see the screen at all. I just saw a white something and nothing.
Yeah, yeah. No, that happens sometimes to me
Yeah.
as well, definitely. Okay, well, I'm going to stop the sharing of that. It would be quite useful. Let's see what we've got time for now. Yeah. I would like to send people into breakout rooms to have a little go at the script. Maybe each pair could take a separate part of it and just practice it. Because obviously the tricky bit there, which I didn't really anticipate, was kind of the technical side of it. Whereas if you're kind of reading through a section between you, you should be able to get the flow a little bit more.
Right.
So what I'll do is I will put you into breakout rooms again, and let me just recreate the rooms so that's slightly different. Let's recreate. Yeah, that kind of works, I think. And what I'll do, so Josie and Vicky are going to be working together. Could you take page 1?
Okay.
Okay. And Amy and Sarah are going to be working together. And could you take page 2? And I'm going to be seeing Jan, and we'll decide what we're going to do when I get into that room. And 5 minutes.
David, you are muted.
Oh yeah, it always does that when I go into a breakout room. It always mutes me.
Yeah.
That's better.
So,
Oh, how are you keeping?
May, not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. Just finished the work as usual.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I am better now. You'll be pleased to hear.
Yeah.
Not 100%, but nearly there.
Mm-hmm.
So shall I share the screen? Is that the easiest thing to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm on page 3, so shall we do?
See how yeah, we could do maybe we could do a little bit more because we haven't got as much as the others. And maybe we could do from I hate to tell you this. Should we do that?
Yeah, okay.
You can obviously tell where I got the idea from this for this from talking to you about Theseus and the Minotaur.
Yes.
Right, okay. So do you want to be the monster or do you want to be Theseus?
Okay, I'll be the monster, maybe.
Okay then. So you're gonna have the first line from I hate to tell you this.
Yes. I hate to tell you this, but
Oops.
well, now you can stay and play with me. Is that for me?
Well, I guess I don't need it anymore.
Groovy. I can knit us both some jumpers.
Really? I mean, can you knit?
Of course I can. I've started lots of hobbies since they locked me in here. What is this word?
Okay, that's a Japanese word, origami. Do you know
okay.
it?
No,
It's the
origami.
ancient art of paper folding, where you make shapes of animals and so on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Origami.
that's it.
Stamp collecting. Yoga.
Amazing! Oh, sorry. You know what I mean.
Gymnastics, gardening, knitting, except I've run out of wool.
Ah, but not anymore.
You are so kind.
You're not such a bad monster after all. Shall we have a game of hide and seek?
Okay, but first let me show you my Lego set. See.
Okay.
By the way, why are you wearing a sword?
Oh, you know, just in case of any monsters. Maybe we should say that. Maybe just in case of any monsters.
Yes.
I'm going to change that to that would be a funnier ending. Any monsters? There we go. Okay. Was that all right? Did that go okay for you?
Yeah, I think so. And but maybe this is a piece of work for younger kids. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I think for the second language learners, this is definitely fine for them. It's funny and easier to understand, and I really like the story structure. Structure. Not very complicated, easy for them to understand. Yes, and funny.
Great. I'm going to call everybody back into the main room now.
Sure.
Those
Sure.
comments were, by the way, really useful. Okay. Hey.
I made some lovely connections, so that was really good. Just telling her about the hybrid classes last year.
Oh yeah.
Horrible.
Horrible, really?
Yeah, it was horrible. But it was good that because there were more than 20 kids, you see, so like 30 plus sometimes. And if you have 30 plus kids, Zoom is not fun anymore. But you try and make it fun, you know, and you get some of the kids just don't engage at all. But the drama went okay. I didn't do any drama last year, but this year it's good. Yeah, I'm glad we started with Zoom.
Okay, so which page did I ask you to do, Josie and Vicky? I can't remember. One. Okay, so it would be really great if you could start off then.
Okay.
And Josie are going to perform page 1, and then Sarah and Amy, and then Jan and David. Okay, so off we go. If you're ready, if you're able to see the script.
Can I share the screen? Because I battled to, sorry, it split my screen. Is that okay? I'm so sorry.
Shall I share it for you? Or do you want to?
You can? Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. There we go.
All right. So you're muted. You're muted.
Okay. It's so dark in here. I wish I had a map.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. I wonder if any of my friends are coming.
Luckily, I tied the end of this ball of wool to the other entrance door, so I can find my way back after well, you know. I'll try down here. Ooh, no, it's a dead end.
What was that noise? Ooh, someone's coming.
What was that noise? It must be the monster.
I definitely heard something.
It must be down this way. I'm so glad I had the sword with me and the wool. Yes, too.
Okay, right, good. We're on to page 2 then. Great. Have we lost Sarah Jane?
No, she's there.
Oh, she's there. Oh, she's just not on my screen, that's all. Carry on.
For coming. Who are you?
I'm Theseus, brave and famous ancient Greek explorer.
How did you know it was my birthday?
Your what?
My birthday. And you got me a present. How nice.
Not exactly. I tied the other end to the door handle so I can find my way out after I, you know.
It's me on my birthday?
Maybe that's not what I was going to say.
I hate to tell you this, but
Oops.
well, now you can stay and play with me. Is that for me?
Well, I guess I don't need it anymore.
Really? I can knit us both jumpers.
Really? I mean, you can knit?
Of course I can. I've started all sorts of hobbies since they locked me in here. Origami, stamp collecting, yoga.
Amazing. Sorry, you know what I mean.
Okay, shall we carry on, Jan, from here?
Yes. Gymnastics, gardening, knitting. Oh, except I've run out of wool.
But not anymore.
You are so kind.
Ah, you're not such a bad monster after all. Hey, shall we have a game of hide and seek?
Okay, but first let me show you my Lego set. See?
Okay.
Oh, by the way, why are you wearing a sword?
Oh, you know, just in case of any monsters. I changed the ending while I was doing it with Jan. I put in any monsters at the end because it kind of made more sense. Okay, thank you guys for reading that. And you're welcome to try it out with your students if you find it useful. It's going to be in my next book when that eventually comes out.
Lovely.
My
Thank
idea
you.
is to write a few different dialogues so that pairs can work on them. What sort of age group do people think this might work with?
I think really young ones actually,
Yeah.
because of the Lego set and
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Well, my grade 6s do Greek mythology in English,
Yeah.
and I think they would love this. They would. I think the difference between the younger ones and the older ones is that the grade 6s would understand the humor a little bit better, so
jokes,
they would be
yes.
able to play on it and have a bit
That's
more
right.
fun with it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Theseus is a bit of a favorite story of mine because I once did a project which was working with, I think, year 6s and year 2s or something like that. And they were actually working together
Cute.
as year groups using the theme of Theseus. It was a special project where myself and an artist went into schools and we were funded to do this, to see if we could kind of bring the year groups together. And actually, it was surprisingly effective. So the older kids absolutely loved working with the young ones, and they really looked after them and included them. And the young ones felt kind of more sophisticated because they were allowed to play with the older ones who they normally wouldn't talk to, you know. So maybe this, as you say, could work across the age groups. I did another one last time. Do you remember those who were here? Which was about Big Bad Wolf and the Little Pig. Except they've become Hollywood actors, and they're talking about their new careers. And the wolf has turned into a kind of vegan wheatgrass drinker. That's quite bizarre, but maybe better for older kids. Anyway, so I'm having quite good fun writing these. Listen, I feel like this session has been, or the last part of it, it's been all about me and my writing. So one other thing I was going to do, which we might even have 2 minutes to play. I was thinking that there's a good drama game that is related to this script, which is called Giving Gifts or Giving Presents. And the idea is that you mime giving things to people, and there's 2 different ways you can play it, really. One is that you can say, hey, Jan, I got this bottle of smelly milk for you for your birthday. It's something really special. Here you are. And then Jan has to take the present, and whatever I give her, she has to be really enthusiastic about it, and ideally try and think of a reason to say why it's wonderful. So here you are, Jan. I got you this bottle of amazingly smelly milk.
Oh, thank you so much. I always want to try something stinky and smelly. It will be my first time, and the experience could be really unique. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And then the other way that you can play it is that the person who receives the present decides what it is. So, Sarah, I've got this present for you. It's in a gift wrapped box, as you can see. So could you take this and open it up and see what's inside?
David, I'm not really sure I can handle one of these. It's a little bit, feisty for me. I kind of have like a quieter lifestyle, and baby pterodactyls might be a little bit, too much for me to handle.
Okay, well, maybe your kids could look after it as a pet,
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So has anybody played this game before?
Yes.
So the idea is that you play it in pairs, and so one person gives a present, they say thanks for it, how amazing it is, and then they give a present back. So how about Amy and Vicky? You could have a little go at this game in the last minute that we're on the end of the session, but let's have one little game between Amy and Vicky. Amy, would you like to give Vicky a present, and you can tell her what you've got for her?
Vicky, happy birthday. Here's a pair of boots that you can use to fly.
Dying to have boots that could make me fly. Thank you so much. It's been on my list since last year. I can't wait. I'm going to fly all the way up to Neptune, and I'm going to have the greatest time. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, let's give those people a round of applause. Absolutely. And ourselves as well. Thank you very much for taking part. And if you have any topics, then do send me an email or message or anything that you like through the website or emails, etc. So thanks very much, everybody, and I hope to see you all again very soon in a month's time.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Get better. Bye bye. Nice seeing you. Bye.
Nice,
Bye,
nice to
everybody.
see everyone. Bye bye.
Ah, so you haven't gone yet. You haven't gone
I
yet.
was trying.
Okay, Josie, thanks a lot for taking part as
No,
usual.
always a
And,
pleasure. Okay,
I forgot
bye.
I forgot to show the slow motion race, but I got a bit tied up with
Oh,
other
don't
things.
worry about it. It's another time.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching it though.
It's funny, wasn't it? Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
see you soon
Bye.
then.
Bye.
Bye for now.